Good morning. We've got a beautiful day today. Sun's shining. It's nice. It's not windy. Good day to start a fire. Dad is on his way over to the field. I think he's going to push some brush up on a pile and get ready to burn some stuff. So we'll go over there in a little bit. My plan for the day is to go check that out. I think we're going to jump on the gator here and run up to our irrigated field just to take a look at stuff. I'm sure we don't need to turn it on, but I haven't been up there since it rained, so I thought I'd go take a look, see how everything is doing up there, and then when we get back here, we need to change the oil in that. So I need to run it to get it warmed up anyway, and then we can get our oil change done here. We'll see how Dad's doing, and then we're going to do some mowing this afternoon with the big mower. It's after August 1st, so we can mow all our filter strips in Michigan now. So that's kind of planned for the day, and we'll see from there. What else is going on? Perhaps I should not have pulled this out and then not started it. It wasn't raining when I pulled it out, but it was coming. Now we're committed to making this run when it does dry out again, which won't be today, probably not this week. It is pretty wet up here. There's more water there laying in our center lane than there has been for a while. We may have gotten closer to 2 inches up here. I don't know. It's plenty of moisture, which is awesome. And this corn is growing and it looks fantastic. I can smell pollen in the air right now, which basically means our replant corn is pollinating because there's a patch of it just over here a little bit. It looks great. This corn looks really good. These ears are really starting to get some size to them now. I'll peel her back and see what it looks like, but I bet we're sweet corn stage. Yeah, looks pretty good. So we're kind of moving into that R3 growth stage. Where we've got yellow milky kernels. They call this the milk stage. As it keeps progressing, then there'll be more and more starch into each of those kernels. They'll keep getting bigger and bigger. We'll move into what they call the dough stage, where it starts getting a little bit more solid and not so milky. Let's see if yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, but when I popped them kernels, there's a lot of liquid in there. Yeah, that's the milk stage. And then, yeah, it'll move into dough stage where they get a little more solid, and then eventually these kernels will dent as it starts to work towards maturity. And I'll show you guys all that as we get to it, but still looks really good. Dad is starting the core of his pile there. He's got, we had some cardboard boxes and some straw bales he put on the bottom, and then he likes to pile up his brush and cut some small pieces and on there, and then he'll kind of push the bigger stuff up on it. Eventually we'll light her on fire. Might be a little while. Even found himself a couple of logs. So this fence here is the town of Waldron over there. They've got their sewage lagoons out here. And that fence is basically the property line, or, well, the stake is the property line. And I know it's not real easy for you guys to line all this stuff up, but the line goes somewhere through there, and so we're peeling back basically everything, the trees that were on our side. We haven't touched anything on their side really, but there was like 40 feet of trees that had encroached on our field, so we're gonna take all that back, and boy, that'll make a huge difference in these end rows and just kind of give us a little bit more. You can see all the trees he's already dug out, and we got a few more to do there yet, at least this little clump right there. So yeah, there's a lot there, more than I was anticipating, or more than we thought when we started, and a couple of big ones that he cut down where them logs came from. So it's a good thing. Get rid of push the edge of the woods back where it belongs, I guess. All right, I'm gonna let him keep piling and stuff there. Let's go change oil in our gator. Okay, well, I got the drain plug out of there. Had a neighbor stop to talk for a little bit, which was fine, but I didn't get to film this, sorry. So I gotta get clear back in there. Maybe I can reach down in from the top to get the oil filter off. But it's hot, so I'm gonna let it cool down for a little bit and let that drain. We'll come back to this. I probably should have washed it, but then there'd be water dripping all over me, so. One of those things. We're just doing quick oil change here. We're not doing a full service like I did in the winter, so we'll go through it again in the spring. But yeah, 1,000 miles, time for an oil change. Okay, I've got this finished up. I changed that filter, put oil back in. It takes like 2.3 quart or something like that. So about what I put in there, and that's all we're going to do to it now. Like I said before, we'll do air filters and cleaning and check oil and all the axles and all that stuff over the winter. So let's go back and see if Dad started a fire yet. I haven't seen any smoke, but he might have. I was expecting a much bigger smoke cloud. Bummer. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. There goes my ride. Dad's gonna go eat lunch, and he wanted me to stay here and watch the fire for him while he does that, just because. So we're gonna walk around and pick up sticks and throw them on the fire for a while. It is plenty hot. It's not a huge fire, but it is plenty hot. All of this stuff is very green, so it's wet. You got to get a hot core on the fire and boil all the moisture out to get it to burn very good. So he was kind of still pushing stuff around with the backhoe. We might do a little of that. We're just gonna let her go here for a little bit, and yeah, basically we just keep feeding it a little bit at a time, keep it burning. Hot. This fire is very hot. Not quite like that explosion in Lebanon was yesterday, though. Yeah, but it's hot. Starting to get a lot of the smaller stuff over on this side burn up, so I think I'm going to grab the backhoe and just kind of try and compact the pile a little bit, push it all together. There you go. A little harder to do one-handed. That'll get it going again. Let's take this whole tree. That's probably enough for a while. Looks like it's gonna slowly spread this way into the remaining pile out here. I doubt it'll all go, but it's working on it. Yeah, hot. All right, well, Dad came back from lunch, dropped him off at the tractor back there. He's gonna take it over where the pile is and keep an eye on that, move some dirt this afternoon. I'm gonna head back and eat some lunch. All right, well, my plan for this afternoon was to go and do some mowing, but I found something a little more exciting to do. When I was over there with Dad at the field, he has a little bit of chiseling that needs done yet. Some of that stuff where he was moving dirt there a week ago, he's got a bunch torn out of there, and he wants to chisel it to get some more loose dirt, make it a little easier to get a little bit more out of there. And also, that field is one of them that we're planning on getting chicken litter spread on, which hopefully will be happening in the next couple of weeks. And we are hoping that they'll be able to spread it across those tile lines. And Dad did chisel them down. He worked them down with this chisel plow before he brought it home. But they're still sort of rough because this chisel doesn't exactly leave the ground smooth. And so I think we're going to hook up our disc, which is back there, and go work all them tile lines down with the disc just to help level them up a little bit, because they do go across the rows. So when they're spreading that chicken litter, they're going to be bouncing over all of them, and we want to try and make it as smooth as possible for them. So first, we're going to go do some chiseling. We're going to do that little bit. It won't take much. Then we're going to unhook this and hook up to the disc. It has been quite a long time since I have used this. We bought that ripper back in the background there, and we've run that the last 2 falls, so we haven't used this chisel plow hardly at all. So I don't think I've run it for at least 2 years, maybe 3. Well, we aren't doing much here, just this little corner and another little spot, but loosen up some dirt so he can scrape it out of here. Here's this other little spot that we're gonna chisel and get loosened up so he can pull some more out. You can see where he's been scraping dirt out of there as it is. kind of going over the ends of these tile lines on my way back up to the road. I don't know if you can tell how rough those are, but they're no fun to bounce across. So that's why we're going to get the disc and work them down, see if we can't level it up a little bit and make it not quite so rough. Back in its parking spot till the next time we need it, which may be a year or 2 or 3 or maybe never, who knows. Should sell it. That old chisel plow ain't worth a whole lot. We've used it a lot and used it hard, and it's been pulled apart and put back together and broke apart and put back together, and it ain't worth much, which is why we keep it around, because it is handy every once in a while. And for the couple thousand, few $1,000s that it might be worth, it's nice to have. I got the disc hooked up to the tractor, but I'm going to unhook this packer because we don't need it. We really only use the packer in the spring, not the fall, and for what we're doing now we certainly don't need it, so I'm just going to leave it here. Got it. We're going to pull this up. We need some fuel, I guess. Well, we do. And I'm going to unfold the disc, make sure none of our tires are flat. We're not doing enough to really go through and do thorough maintenance on this. We did it this spring, so it should be fine. We'll just make sure, like I said, we don't have any actually flat tires, and then we'll go. The tires all look okay. Everything else looks fine too. Yep, I would say we are good. Back and forth on the tile lines now. They're dusty, but this is doing a pretty good job of leveling them up, like those ones over there that I already did. And we can move fast. We're going 9.5, almost 10 mile an hour here. All right, well, I almost got this front corner here done. We've got all that back there to do yet. It's rough and bouncy. Yeah, there's a reason why we're doing this. It's especially no fun when I'm turning across them going the other way. You guys remember what I've told you? You always stop for if you see it laying in the field? Fence posts. I don't know if it would have popped that tire, but I don't want to take the chance. Got lucky on this one. Always stop and pick up a fence post if you see it laying in the field. Those will poke a tire, and you do not want to have to replace one of these tires. Still bouncing. I'm almost done though. I got 3 more short runs to do. There was some rows going every which way back here. And, getting towards the end of it. Here's that waterway that we're putting in. I don't really want to work through that, but I am driving across it. It's a little rough. Everything's a little rough. It's okay. Well, dang. Fire has burnt down pretty well here. He's pushed it around quite a bit, and got most of it all burned up. There's a lot of big stuff in there. It's hot. It's going to burn for a while. But it's a lot smaller pile than it was. Well, that took a while, but I do believe I have gotten all the tile lines worked down, so time to head back to the farm with the disc here. Okay guys, that's gonna be it for today. It's after 5, I'm going home. I think my agronomist is coming up tomorrow to at least look at the plots. We may try and walk some fields and stuff. I'll probably do the mowing that I was gonna do today and didn't because I was working them tile lines down. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, but definitely something. I will be around. There will be another video. So before I go tonight though, I do have something else that I want to talk about. This is kind of off topic for my channel, but here goes. So I have some friends, more acquaintances. I don't know them real well, but they're very good friends with some of my friends. Their name's Allison and Phil. They had twin daughters just over a year ago. I believe it was in July last year. And their daughters, Sarah Beth and Amelia, were conjoined twins. Well, today, over a year later, they finally had surgery to be separated, and as of right now, it sounds like everything went pretty well. But just wanted to shout them out here a little bit. I know they do have a GoFundMe page, which is not why I'm doing this. It's not the point. I will put a link in the description. Not the point. But if you could say a little prayer for them, because they've had one heck of a battle over the last year, and those two girls and their big sister, they have the best parents in the world, and I feel bad for my boys because their parents aren't anywhere close to as incredible as what Phil and Allison have done for their family and the road that they've been on. So glad that everything so far has gone as well as it has, and continued prayers for them for healing and recovery and everything else. So pretty incredible story there. Anyway, have a great night, everybody, and hit that like and subscribe buttons if you would, please. And if you have any questions and comments, put them down below. Oh, my electrical stuff may be in tomorrow too. I think it's supposed to get delivered, so maybe we can get back to that bin project and keep working on that. Have a good night. We'll see you later.